Okay, so again, I don't know what the particular stack of laws is on this matter, nor do I imagine that I would be able to comprehend it without years of people explaining this particular stack of laws to me, with all their like grandiloquence, unnecessary, like confused language is hard to understand. All this time and haven't figured a good way to communicate this kind of thing. But common sense, I feel like I well aware of and motivated by to apply that to situations. And I think that I just saw this. This is a situation that commonsensically speaking, I feel like it would be, I don't know, what, copyright infringement or something? I suppose not. I guess it's just propaganda, or somebody thought it was funny, but like, it's still kind of like, for the thought associations that can very potentially be attached. And like, if you don't respond with like, whoa, what's going on there? Like, harm your love now. Like, what the heck? To something like this, if you just kind of like watching, you're like, whoa, then it's like you're accepting it to become a part of the flowing chain reaction that is your personality, or whatever. As with any kind of thing like that, or anything that we seem to experience, we decide how much of it we want to keep as part of our experience, whatever it triggers. Feelings, thought, associations. So, I was watching Carl Sagan explaining a hypercube or a tetragramma something. I forget. No, I don't think it was tetragrammaton, the actual tetract or something. But it was really cool. But then I was looking in the comments and somebody said something about, it's funny how things go, and I found this by looking for epic rap battles, and there was one with Carl Sagan, and I came here from there. And I was like, epic rap battles? That sounds like a good thing to watch right now. Like, I'm a novice rapper, and I'd like to see some really talented rap battles or whatever. And I go and I look, and I was like, Darth Vader versus Underdog, and like George Bush versus Sarah Palin or something like that. I'm like, oh, it's an internet trend. I remember when I was younger and I spent more time on the internet, like being part of some trends like the sentencegame.com. I was actually really into that one. And just, yeah, whatever, like, anybody who's not familiar, trends happen on the internet just like they happen in the schools or towns of the world. But on the internet, it's like a lot of people can come together, join together around a very strange trend. Like something, and they don't have to worry about actually seeing each other or knowing who each other are. So sometimes they're like really ridiculous to each other. Like people just like, I'm gonna try and ruin 1,000 people's time. I'm gonna try and mess this up. Like, you 10,000 people, take this. You don't know who I am. So, all kinds of fun things have been going on the internet. But I guess there's this trend of epic rap battles where people dress up as people like Darth Vader or whatever, and then they have a rap that they've scripted, and it's supposed to be funny. But the one that I looked at, I was like, oh, John Lennon versus Bill O'Reilly. John Lennon versus Bill O'Reilly. John Lennon and Bill O'Reilly. I was like, And you know what? It's pretty clear that John Lennon was not represented well. It really wasn't a flattering interpretation of John Lennon. Like, if John Lennon was rapping, I mean, he could write beautiful lyrics, so you would think that he would rap some beautiful lyrics too. It's not, honestly, the super hardest thing sometimes. Like, he was just, making references to smoking pot and doing LSD, and he was also swearing pretty bad, and in a distasteful seeming way, And Bill O'Reilly was just, because something that John Lennon said, I was like, yeah, and then he like stepped out of the TV or whatever. That was pretty cool. He said, like, why you gotta be trying to stir everybody up and make everybody, yeah. And Bill O'Reilly's response was because, I'm evil. I have a heart as black as coal. Like, I don't know anything about Bill O'Reilly. Like, I don't know. I thought he was a Democrat guy on, maybe I'm getting him confused for somebody else whose name is Bill, who's Democrat style propaganda. Playing both sides of the fence. I don't know. I just don't know. But I didn't think it was a flattering interpretation of John Lennon, who wrote songs like Imagine and whatever else. And I feel like, people are all uptight about like using people's music. I would think that defaming their name, like, it's probably not in the stack of laws, because that would require like using common sense to interpret if it was actually going on or not. But like, whatever, something like that. I'm just saying, defaming people. I guess Bill O'Reilly does that for a living. If he's a conservative, whatever, he probably does a lot of defaming. I'm not trying to defame him. I don't even think that word sounds right. Like, I don't know, degrade? Something? Name call? Yeah, I haven't called him any names. I don't intend to. I can't label a changing entity and expect that label to remain I guess a symbol that represents the fullness of their dynamic person. Especially when I don't even know him. I haven't even really heard of him, I guess. He turns out to be conservative or whatever. But even if I had heard of him and never met him in person, maybe I've met him in person. He just, at the end of the day, he just sits down and like, smokes a cigarette, and I'm like, man, this is pretty intense what you just said to everybody there. And he's like, yeah, it's just my job. I just gotta do what I gotta do. Anyways, Harmony Love Now.